What's up, Headless Horde? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a really special unboxing for May the 4th. We are unboxing and reviewing Theory Sabers. Now, this is the Fallen Knight Black Hilt. We're going to go through this thing. We'll go through all the features. So stick around and we'll see if this saber lives up to the hype. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to unbox and review one of Theory Sabers. Now, we're going to go through each and every part of this thing as best as I can. I'm going to try to keep the video somewhat under the 20-minute mark, but there is a ton of different features in this, and I'm going to go through everything, and I'll also tell you what I like and what I dislike. All right, guys, let's open this up and see exactly what comes in. But first, before we do that, let's take a look at the box. So up here, you can see in Arbesh, we have a couple different words. We have power, and then below we have victory. And then on the other side, we have passion and strength. And then on the back of the box, civilized age. So there you go. So there is your full box look. All right, we're going to go ahead and open this up and we'll kind of look and see what exactly comes in this package. Now, again, this is the Fallen Knight, and this is the black matte edition. There's also another one where fulfill your destiny. There's also another one that is like a silver or a chrome silver, and I decided to go with the black because all the other sabers I have that same kind of chrome look. I decided to go with the black one. I thought it looked really neat when I saw it online, so that's what we did. Comes with your directions. This is the toolkit right there, and inside of here we have a couple different things. We have the charging cord. We have the Allen key for the tightening of the blade. We have, looks like, oh, okay. So it looks like almost like a little dog tag, but you don't wear it. It has a sticker on the back, so I'm assuming it's something you can either stick to this, or maybe it goes with the actual stand that it comes with. And then finally, it does come with the blade plug. The next little option we have here is the display stand and a couple stickers. So the stickers it comes with Theory Sabers, and then the logo of Theory Sabers. So there you go. All right, next is the display stand right there. And let's go ahead and open this up. So it's pretty cool that it comes with this display stand, because usually I gotta go buy one. So I like the fact that it does come with it. And it looks like you're gonna have to just kind of put it together, but it doesn't look too complicated. And maybe that sticker does go right on the bottom here, and I bet you that's what it's for. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the blade. Now, the blade does come with a plastic film. I've already removed that for the sake of the video, but what I want you to take notice of is all of the other blades that I have for any of my other sabers, they're all usually hollow or have some type of like film in there to kind of help show the brightness all the way up to the entire tube here. This, because it goes with the Profi board, which is the Theory's highest end type circuit board, you can see the light is going to go through this, and this is what allows it to have the different types of ignitions, I guess you could call. So you'll see the difference between some of them when we go through this that a regular saber just can't do. And then finally, we have the hilt that comes in a nice bag that you can probably use to clean the saber with. And there's, again, the logo and the saber itself. Drum roll, please. So it does come wrapped in some plastic, which we'll take off. Guys, this looks pretty cool. Now, this one, if you don't know anything about it, it has an open chamber where you can see the kyber crystals, and they actually spin. Now, this hilt is going to be a little bit bigger than the actual, Anakin saber hilt, I guess, because of the spinning aspect of it. So I do have the other one. It's not a theory saber, but it is from a different company. This one is definitely longer, but you can see here, there's the black mat. And then here is the opening. So that is going to glow red and blue. And then, this is the choice that Anakin had to make. Which way you're going to go? Are you going to go to the light? Or are you going to go to the dark? So that's what it kind of symbolizes. Now, I know in the video that he talks about this opening. I have not found out yet quite what that opening stands for. I'm still kind of doing a little research on it. So I will mention that in some point in some other video. And then there's more Arbush on the actual hilt itself. You can kind of see it there. There's actually two different types of words. And I have not looked that up yet as well. So maybe I'll make a short explaining what that is. Here is your switch. Now, the first thing I noticed when I picked it up is definitely this part is longer, right? The top part. This is very large. And when you kind of grip it, I feel like this is made for two hands, because if you hold it with one hand down here, just because there's so much weight up here, it just feels a little bit I don't know, I don't want to say loose, because it's definitely not loose, but like it just feels like there's like when you swing it, it's not weighted correctly, so this one's definitely more for looks probably than dueling, but you can definitely duel with it. But I think two hands like this is really a good way to swing this one. So then here is your screw that is going to allow us to put the blade in. Now the blade is 36 inches. There's three different types. There's 36, 32, and I believe 26 inches. The 26 inch would be, for like Ahsoka Tano's like second saber or something like that. 32 and 36 are your more typical lengths. I measured my other sabers and they were all 36, so I went with the 36. And there's no upcharge or anything like that. And you can kind of see, here's the pommel right there. And he does have the grip on the bottom. And then, like I said, it's nice and black matte on top, nice and smooth. So it's a different type of variation of the OG lightsaber. Again, this one is called Fallen Knight, and then black at the end, because again, there's a silver version as well. So there is your hilt. All right, so before I put the blade in, I did want to show you the difference. So this is from a different company, and you can see this is what the hilt looks like. On-off switch is more of just a button. So you can kind of see the difference. And then when I bring this one up, you can see, if we look at the top, you can definitely see how this one here is longer. If you take a look at the control box, you can tell that this one here is probably a little more accurate because it's more of that squared off look, where this one is just literally just a button. The grip on the bottom, again, this one's a little bit shorter. This one's a little bit longer. But again, it's hard to compare 100% just because of the fact that this is a different company than this. The one other thing I do want to say is the thickness. This is definitely a little thicker than this, and you can tell just on the bottom alone that this one's a little bit thicker. You can see there on the grip. And even up here on the neck, this is definitely thinner, the black one. So again, two different companies, so it's hard to compare 100%, but just to give you an idea of what this the size of this looks like compared to that one. So there you go. All right, so I'll put the blade in. It's like a lot of other sabers. I'm just going to insert the Allen key here, and we're just going to loosen that up. Now, I know some sabers, like the Disney brand, I know they make a little sound once you insert the blade. This one does not. So I just want to make sure it's all the way in. So I'm going to actually unloosen this more, because I want to make sure it's nice and tight. So it looks like it's, okay, there we go. So it does make a little, you can almost push it in a little bit, and it kind of like, it's like a spring. So I think that's kind of how you know it's in there. And then I'm going to just kind of put a little pressure down, and we're going to tighten this thing up. So you definitely want to insert the blade until you feel that little spring. There's your blade. Now I have a TV above me and I got lights all over this place. So I'm going to try to be super careful here to swing this thing around. I should have enough room. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the lights off, and that way you guys can really see the glow. At least I hope you can. And we'll go ahead and play some of the features of the actual saber. So give me 1 minute to turn all this off, and we'll go ahead and start this up. All right, so before we get into the fonts, and I light this thing up, really quick on the buttons. So the bottom button is the aux button. This is going to cycle through the fonts, and there's also a couple other little things you can do with it, which we'll go through in the video. The top button, it looks like it's almost two, but it really is one. The top of the top button is going to ignite the saber. And then the lower part, which is right here, that actually is going to bring it down. And it's going to, again, do a few other different options that I'll show you. Now, one of them is going to be playing the music font that goes along with all of the sound fonts. So there are two different type of fonts that are included in the saber. So it's literally like 46 different fonts. And there's actually a couple other little things in here as well. So you're getting quite the value. We're going to go ahead and play all 23. I would try to go a little bit slower in the beginning, and then we'll kind of fire through them so you can see them. I'll pay special attention to about 3 or 4 of them that are my personal favorites. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to click down on the aux button, and we're going to kind of see what is coming up as far as saber blade and the type of ignition you'll see and all that kind of stuff. All right. Then we'll also play music, but I'm going to show you the actual ignition first before we get to all the font stuff.
Ahsoka Tano.
All right, so we're starting with Ahsoka. So you'll see here. So you can see that it does sound really good as far as whenever I make a movement. You can definitely hear it. Can't say the same about Disney sabers, Ultra sabers, or some of the other saber companies out there. All right, so now we're going to go with the music font that goes along with that blade. And you're just doing this by clicking the top button, and I'm just going to kind of push it right there in the middle. And we're just going to push it long enough. It's about a second. So now the idea is that you have this music playing in the background, and then you ignite. So it's a neat little feature, something different. I don't think I've ever seen another saber that can do something like that. And this white is nice. Hopefully it comes through on the screen as nice as it looks here. And I really am digging the double grip on this. It makes it more comfortable. And I am already finding out, there's the crystals. I didn't even show you that. But I am finding it is more comfortable to grip up here than down here. Then we have blaster bolts. And you'll see it better on a different color than white. And then we have the flash, or the like making contact with another saber. There you go. So there you have it. There's Ahsoka's. Next, we'll go ahead and play
Balan's Skull.
All right, so we have Balance. You'll really be able to see the blaster bolts here. And again, here's the music that goes along with it. Much deeper, much darker. Again, on the video, I don't know if it looks orange, but it definitely is orange. So already you can see the difference between this and Ahsoka. If you want to turn the music off, you just hold it in for a quick second, and you can actually turn the music off while it's ignited as well. Now, in here, I know it's hard to see, but there's definitely pulsating. There's pulses, and they're kind of going up and down, and a lot of them have different types like that. And there's your flash. So Balin. Pretty cool. All right, next one.
The dark saber.
Okay, so the dark saber. And I'm not gonna play the music that goes with this because the sound is really incredible. Again, you can really kind of see the pulsating in that. Looks good with the crystals too. Get a little yellow in there for the bolts instead of a white, just because of the white blade. All right, next font.
Traitor!
All right, so we have Kylo. Now this is one of my favorite ones. All right, you guys ready for this? Let me back up a little bit. Now, you can see the pulsating is much, much faster. I mean, it literally looks like a regular lightsaber blade, not just like a tube. Right, it looks really good with the exposed crystals. Now, let's say you wanted to see what Kylo Ren's lightsaber looked like in a different color. What we're going to do is we're going to use the aux button, and we're also going to use the top button, and we're just going to kind of click it. And by doing so, this is going to allow me to change the color of the blade. We'll hear a little tone. There it is. Now all we're going to do is just rotate, and we'll hit every color. Now, I know some of these on screen won't be able to see very well, but that is purple to a blue. This is going to a green. Now we're hitting yellow. Yellow looks really good, actually. Look at that. Look how that looks. I can tell you one thing right now, those sabers do not look like that. And now we're hitting an orange. So I'm going to go back to that yellow. I think the yellow looks really good, actually. You have a yellowish green. There's a full green. So I'm going to go to yellow. And then we're going to lock this in. And you're just going to lock it in the same way. So now, if I take it down and I don't change the font I want, next time I ignite this, it'll be the color I left it. So there's your Rey and your Kylo. This is for your Reylos out there. Look at that. As far as music, so pretty iconic right there for as far as sequels go, right? Now I did put it back to red because I just had to. So there you go, Kylo.
Just a simple wanderer.
Just a simple wanderer. Now this is one I can't quite figure out who it is. It's not Darth Maul. It is a Sith. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it was one of the characters, maybe from maybe Visions. I'm not 100% sure on this one. Let me know down in the comments if you know. But here we go. the music. So you can just tell the difference between this and the Kylo. It definitely is more glowing. It's not flowing with hatred. And the ignition is definitely slower. Back up and do it. You know, that's the nice thing about having this, the Profi, is that they're able to do so much more with the blade itself.
Now this is pod racing.
So we have Anakin. I'm assuming blue. Well, here, we'll do the music. Oh, so it almost sounds like a pod racer. So this is like a pulsating purple and white mix. Looks good with this too. Pretty much, you can't go wrong. I mean, like I said, the only thing right now I'm thinking is that when you grip with one hand, you do have to cover it. I feel like that's the most comfortable spot. Now, the one thing, this might be the only negative really that I can find. This is spinning, right? It's pretty loud. So I don't know if you guys can hear that. But it does sound, you can tell it's like a little mechanism spinning. So it is kind of loud. But when you're actually swinging this thing around and you're dueling, I don't think you're really going to notice it. But when it's kind of standing still in your hand, you definitely hear it. So I don't know how else you can make that quieter. But, we're talking like one little flaw in this amazing piece of artwork here. It's pretty cool. All right, next one.
Morgan Elsbeth.
Morgan Elsbeth. Now, I've already seen this one. This is one of my favorites, along with Kylo and one other one too. But this one is really neat. Again, you'll see the slow build-up. Now, think Morgan with her sword in Ahsoka. Well, here, let's get the music. The ignition is really neat in this one. And if we bring it back down, you really see it with the green. And again, just turn the music off. You can either just hold it or go on to the next font. Next one. So this kind of sounds like an Imperial probe droid. Now, there are a few different tones like this. So let's go ahead and ignite this one. I'm going to skip the music for a couple, even though the music is great in all of them, honestly. But just for the sake of the video. So this is going to turn into green as well. This one sounds more like a classic lightsaber. If you hear a bang, I'm just hitting my table. You got the TV's right there, but I'm not going that far forward. So that definitely sounds more like Luke or whatever. There you go. So this one sounds like maybe loading a blaster or something. There's yellow. So I don't know if this is supposed to be Rey. Let's put the music and see. Maybe. Could be. Haven't watched Rise of Skywalker in a while when she ignites the yellow sabers. I'm not really sure what gets played at the end, but yeah, I'll tell you what, yellow is one of my favorite colors. Again, I know on screen it probably looks white, but in person it really looks good. Not sure what that is. Some kind of sound effect. Now, doesn't that sound like Rey? A little bit. This one comes out purple. Yeah, I definitely like holding it up here more. It just feels I don't know, if this is shorter it'd be a little different. Next time I watch Star Wars, I'm really gonna focus on where all of these characters actually grip the lightsabers. That was the music with that one is good.
He's no good to me dead.
Alright. This is Boba. This is the best one. I'll give you guys a full look at this one. This one is called the Kaboom font. This one's good. Now, I think it's supposed to sound a little bit like Slave One actually, flying. And listen to this. It's definitely Slave One's cannon shooting. And then the music that goes with that. I'll do it one more time for you guys. This one is really cool. I love this. That one. There you go. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite one. Oh, okay. So we got a TIE fighter here. So if you're hearing that, it sounds like a TIE fighter. Now the sound or the music. Again, I like it. But I'm going to turn it off for this because you have to hear what it sounds like when you swing it. Here we go. Now it's green because it's TIE Fighter's fire. They're green lasers. Are you ready? That's pretty cool. TIE Fighter. It's really neat. Again, another really good one. It's hard. It's really hard to pick your favorite because I forgot. I always forget about that one. All right, next one. Not really sure on that one, but it sounds like a Sith. So that one I'm not sure on either. But again, it's really cool because Theory did such a good job on these. They all sound totally different. Like there's really not many that sound similar. I mean, maybe 2 or 3, but for the most part, they all sound a little bit different. So we got some Tusken Raiders. Maybe Obi-Wan? Well, here, let's play the sound. Let's play the music. So Obi-Wan from the OG trilogy. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yes, that's Obi-Wan from the OG. All right, we have a few more. I think you know who that is. Sometimes to get really deep into the music, you really do have to let it play for a few seconds. You can kind of see how much darker it gets. So that's cool. You got the white as it extends up with the red. Watch that again. Let's turn music off on this one. See that white? Just sounds heavier than like Obi-Wan's. It's really good. Again, a lot of different saber companies, you know, like all their sabers kind of sound the same. And that is, I mean, just that right there makes it worth what the price tag is, which we'll talk about at the end of the video. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the other sabers pretty much all sound the same.
It's just Ben these days.
All right, so this is Ben from Kenobi then, huh? All right. So you can already tell it sounds different. The humming isn't as loud. This part is pretty similar, I think. This one seems like a little cleaner, if that makes sense. Not sure if that's the same music. No, well, the other one was the. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. I have to go back and watch the video. Yeah, blue's always. Blue is the OG color, right? I think it's different music. Sounds good. Put this on your nightstand and go to sleep. Your little nightlight. God, I wish Kenobi was better.
At last we will have revenge.
Alright, so we have Maul. Like that deep, dark. So this is about the 5th Sith, I believe. Maybe 4th. So it's just different than Vader's, you know? Vader's goes up with that white light. This one is not. Just kind of shoots up there. Just kind of. It also fills the blade a little different.
Master Yoda.
Oh, we got Yoda. I have the sound here. Nice. Again, I think the music font really just kind of gets you into the mood, you know? I mean, it's so good. Like I said, the box is large, and even doing the twirling, I can tell I'm hitting my hand here, and I just keep hitting the ignition. It is a large box, and I don't know what can be done about that. But again, it's a small thing, because again, if you really are into wielding and dueling, he just dropped a new one. I know, just specifically made for that. Yeah, so Sidious introduces Yoda, and then Yoda introduces Sidious. Well, we gotta listen to the sound on this one, right? Almost sounds like electricity. Makes sense? You know, the question I would love to ask Theory about this is, how did he determine what sounds go with what character? I mean, I don't know in the films if they actually ever have different sounds. I mean, it seems like they do, especially when they ignite them. But I'd be curious to see what he says. And the blade, you know, it's in there. It's nice and tight.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Here's my boy. Oh, we've got to listen to the music, right? Think of Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi. Starts whacking. Just hit my TV.
ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
There you go. Oh, that sounds different. So it has that pulsating white into the red. But it's funny that, you know, the Kylo Ren one, when it's on screen, man, it looks like it was flaming. It's pretty cool. This one's very clean, too. It's a nice sound.
I'm Cal, and this is BD1.
Alright, so we got Cal Kestis. Assuming it's probably going to be blue. There we go. So again, if you wanted to like change that up, and you know, like in the game, he goes orange. Just we're gonna do a double click here. We will rotate until we get to our orange. There we go. So now I've got Cal is orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors too. If I was in the Star Wars galaxy, I probably would wield orange.
Second sister.
Second sister. So that one's a little more pulsating. That looks a little different. Not quite as much as Kylo.
Ahsoka Tano.
And we're back to Ahsoka. One more time. All right, so here is my overall take on this saber. Now, the cost, I was able to get this on a 20% discount. So that saved me around $120, which brought the price of the saber down, obviously, because it was $640 listed. So it brought it down to, you know, just about $520 plus tax. So you're looking at like $540. So it is very expensive. You can get a Disney saber for between, you know, $250 and $300, depending upon the size and what it does. And you can also get like an ultra saber or different types of sabers for anywhere between that same price, being $400 or so. So you are paying the premium price for this, but I would say this is definitely the nicest saber I have. As far as this model specifically, and again, I bought it more because of the look and I wanted something different, and this is definitely different. And you know, the hilt's a little bigger than I'm normally am using, but again, I feel like the weight when you hold here it definitely feels better than holding it down here. Obviously, two hands is better than one on this one. I just wish that this was not covered when I did that. But, you know, again, the functionality of using it, you know, if this is something you're going to wield every single day or whatever, yeah, this is probably not the one you want to grab. But if you're a person who cosplays or if you're a person who just likes to collect, you know, I don't think you can go wrong. I think it's beautiful. I love the black matte. I like how it doesn't leave fingerprints because I'm wiping down all these other ones all the time. You know, anytime you touch it, you basically got to wipe it. This one, like, there's literally no marks on that at all. The one thing I did notice about this is it doesn't have the second little jewel, or what do we want to call it. So it has the red, which is a little different color too. And again, and I realize, yes, these are different brands, right? And you can tell how big that is compared to this one. But on the back, there is that little piece, and that is not there because this is where you tighten the blade. So I don't know why it wasn't put down a little lower, or has this something to do with it? And it could be, and that I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up, and I'm also gonna figure out what this is in Arbesh, and then I will make a short explaining those three parts. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I would give this a solid 9.5 out of 10 for sure. Like I said, I think the only negative is that this part is so much longer. But again, to add this extra, detail, it's totally worth it. I don't know if this could have been shortened up here, maybe just a little bit. But again, kind of nitpicking at this point because I do think that this is an amazing saber. I'd be curious to see when I met Theory at Cleveland Comic Expo. The one I was really looking at was the Shin Baddie, he calls it, and I thought it was nice, but when I hold this, it feels more solid. And again, I did not get to wield that, and I've been doing this for how long already on this video, and I didn't get nearly that much time with that saber. And also it's probably a display version, so I don't know if it has everything part of it. I mean, I was using it, it did light up and everything, but I just felt like that one did not feel as good, I guess, maybe in my hand. But again, it could just be because me handling this thing for so long. Oh, Cal.
This is PD1.
Cal wants to come on and play. All right, Cal. But as far as options and the fonts, I mean, 23 different fonts that tell you kind of what color you're getting. I think that's a pretty cool way to go. And you can change any of the types to whatever color you want. So yeah, I would say my top 3, and in no particular order because it's hard. I gotta go with the Kaboom one. That's the Boba Fett one, or the Jango Fett one. The one that extends up and then blows up the whole blade. That one's really cool. The Morgan Elsbeth, I think, is really neat as well. I like the way it just slowly climbs, and then probably the Kylo, honestly. The Kylo Ren one, I really like the way it doesn't look like just a toy or just a whatever, but it looks like the flame is actually, it's really cool. I think it looks pretty cool on the camera. So anyways, guys, get one. It's worth it. 20% off right now. I don't get any kind of commission or anything. I'm just a fan of Theory, and I want to give a true review. And as far as the whole charging situation with this, basically just unplug this. I mean, I could literally do it for you. It's not difficult. This slides out, and you basically will plug it in. And the one thing I did find when I was charging this is there is a switch on this. This will turn it off. I would assume if you're not going to use this for a long period of time, you probably want to switch it off. But when you charge it, I did notice that I think you have to leave it on the on position, because I charged it overnight on the off position and I don't think it was charged. So, and then as far as inserting it back, you do have these little, these little pins, and that, I don't know if you can see it on camera. You probably can't, but there are pins in there, and it basically just matches, and it does go on and off if you hit the little board there, but it basically just goes right back in. And you'll feel it kind of connect. You gotta be careful not to twist too hard. And you can see right there, I got it. And then once it gets pushed up, it ignites. So there you go. All right, that is my review on the Fallen Knight Black Matte Edition from Theory Sabers. Guys, let me know down in the comments. What do you think? Do you own one? Are you thinking about getting one? And which one you're going to get? And what was your favorite font? Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to keep those heads on. And I'll see you guys in the next video.